time, not diminishing you, but can we do yes or no when I ask you? Okay. Yes or no? It's true. When you deliver pain, it's actually good and you feel better at the end of it. True?
Yep.
Okay. Isn't it true that Dan Quinn can take bizarre amounts of pain?
Yes.
Okay. Isn't it true that the only other people in the world, in your experience, are Chinese women?
I've had that experience, yes.
Okay. Sociological, genetic upbringing, who knows? I was telling you before that Stevie is different, and I actually am going to go pick up a shipment of the pure, brand new Akers Xview. It's by far the best. It's not cut. And didn't I ask you before you started to deliver so much pain to try to actually tap me out?
You did ask me to do that, yes.
And you agree, correct?
Well, I'll do what I have to do.
Yeah, okay. And just for argument's sake, the fact that I'm having a conversation on a video, and it's fairly coherent, that's bizarre in itself, considering what you do hurts, correct?
Yes.
Okay. After I pick up this brand new, still in the container, stevia from Akers Xview, would you be willing to put a dash underneath your tongue if I open it up right in front of you?
I don't know.
Just a dash. That's all it takes. And your body will tell you the truth. You'll get a surge of energy. And that fact in and of itself, the energy surge, we're putting millions of Americans, or probably, on that side, probably not even Americans, probably some worker that's being abused in a third world country, out of work, to make the shit that supposedly powers us, right? Energy drinks, I'll tell you what, Stevie will put that market out of business. People don't realize, but when I ask women, is my body different? Can you see why they say yes? It is.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Do I have the body of a 44-year-old male?
Well, you're in good shape for your age, yes.
Okay, I'm in extremely good shape for my age, correct?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Isn't it true that anybody else that is in this kind of shape would generally have to be working out religiously and doing everything right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Isn't it kind of bizarre, Herb, when I say that, honestly, because of depression, I've been laying down on the job, man. Seriously. I'm sitting on my ass and playing poker, okay? I jump rope every now and again, and I'm doing, punching a little bit. Not nearly as much as I should, but if I'm leading the life of basically 98% of fat America, okay, sitting on my ass, eating like a pig, not doing a thing, isn't it off the hook bizarre that my body is actually like this?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And what Herb's doing right now, it hurts. But the thing about it is, I know for a fact that it actually makes things better, okay? And I know for a fact that Thomas Edison was a god in the United States. Actually, Thomas Edison actually had more power than presidents, okay? It's been said that he controlled quite a bit. And there's a quote when you come into Herb's office, written, and it's on the wall, and it's Thomas Edison, and he's saying basically, the doctor of the future will interest his patient in natural medicine and in care of the frame. Basically doing right now. And fact is, I know for a fact that Thomas Edison was actually aware of stevia, because in my computer that got stolen by Roseville PD when they illegally arrested me. I mean, talking about a family that never defends me, her. I got illegally arrested, right? And then you saw me, and wasn't I in such? You said you'd be willing to go in a court and say they tortured me because the only way that my body could be in that much distress is if I had been tortured, correct?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So, illegally arrested in the first place. I mean, I'm not a cop caller, but I called 911. I'm going to report a crime. My landlord's psychotic girlfriend, who I've heard screaming, I mean, through thin walls, and, you know, she stabbed him in the hand, and I had just come back from Notre Dame, and it's right when you saw me, and wasn't my body in even better shape when you first met me? Okay? I mean, it was like I was, if I said that it was almost like I was golden, would I be off? I mean, it's a fitting term. And so I call 911, and cop comes up, and I ask him, I said, officer, if I sat on the ground right now and put my keys and my phone down and put my hands in the air, and what would your reaction be? And you know what Officer D. Brown, Roseville PD, said? He said, shut the fuck up, I'll get to you in a second. And I thought, no. And I said, oh no, motherfucker, it's not going to go down like that. Okay, you're not Johnny Law on the spot right now. You don't have control. You're actually out here in the capacity as a civil servant, okay? Aren't you here to see Dan Quinn? Well, that's me. I just asked you a question, and you told me to shut the fuck up, so what I want you to do is get on the phone and call your superiors, right? And give you some on-the-job training. So anyways, I get arrested for that. I get tortured. You see me. And then I get a phone call, right? Roseville PD, supposedly hot, gorgeous female, could be a Playboy, and she says, I know they tortured you. I didn't go to Davis to put up with this shit. She goes, come out to a Starbucks and I'll help you, right? And so, I said, Starbucks where? Roseville? I said, how about over the freeway in Citrus Heights, you know? And she said, what do you think we're going to do? We're going to set you up stinging? And I thought, you know what? You just might. Because I know for a fact that when I was in Miami, I was charged with attempted murder on a police officer. Supposedly, I spit on a cop and said I had AIDS. And they tore my knee up to the point that the doctor for the Miami Heat Arena, when he examined me, he said they tore every ligament in my knee. Okay? And I looked like the Elephant Man. And I couldn't run for 6 months. And when they put me in a cell, they actually put me in a cell that was full of black men, okay, which is illegal. And they were trying to get me killed, right? And if it wasn't for this brother named Battle in Miami, and actually seen me spar, I guess, and he came up and said, lay the fuck out, gentlemen. It's a pass, right? And so anyhow, when I hobbled to Fred Riva in Encinitas, millionaire extraordinaire. Now, your child, if anybody handcuffed your son to a tree, standing on his toes, right? They put, like almost like Jesus in a way. I mean, the same position. What would your reaction be? What would you do to him?
That's not right.
Okay, well, what would you do to him? Would you think of killing him? Would the thought of killing him cross your mind? Even for a fleeting second. Take notice that Herb knows we're on film, and so his answer to that, the fact that Herb is by far the best that I've ever seen. I've seen it all from the guy that lent my mom $20,000 when I was at Notre Dame to defend me. Now, her, if you punch her, if a woman is punched, okay, you know, I mean, bam, like a punch, like a man. Is there any possibility that she can fly 17 feet down the hall and slam uncontrollably into the wall and slump to the floor? 17 feet, Herb. Is there any possibility that that can happen? Physically, it's impossible, isn't it? But if it did happen, she'd be dead. Okay, she'd be a goner, right? Okay. Well, they kicked me out for 2 semesters because Patty Noble lied. Okay, this rich old bitch from St. Mary, and she said that, you know, for no reason I punched her and she traveled 17 feet like a fucking witch on a broom. Anyways, my girlfriend, Suzanne Michelle Roy, she said that I'd been attacked and I backhanded her off and said, you know, get the fuck off me, cunt. You're not my mom. I don't have to take that shit from you. And anyways, so I kicked me out for 2 semesters. You think that I could have actually sued and won based on that story used to kick me out?
Yeah, could be.
Okay, could be. So I come back and this picture that's on my shirt, okay, it's a poster all over Notre Dame, bro. Okay, I'm a celebrity coming back, and these freshmen in Morrissey Hall, I believe, what they did is they threw me a party in my honor, right? And they invited Patsy McGowan, and their testimony is, you know, she's looking at me starstruck, and so they all slowly leave the room, and we lock the door, and my hand ends up on her vagina, and we're about to have sex, and God steps in, and we hear it, knock, 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 Dan, are you in there? And trying the door, you know, it's locked, and you know who it is? It's the fucking priest of the hall, okay? He works for them, and we pretended not to be there, and now what happens is the freshmen, they go to work, okay? You know, like a unit, you know? Oh, he's around the corner, okay, go, 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 go. Down to the bus, right? Because I can get kicked out. The only people allowed to actually have sex are priests. It's usually in the ass, right? And they get away with it, even illegally. Anyhow, and so you know what their story was, Herb? Their story was so stupid. See, Patsy McGowan just turned out to be the younger sister of Patty Noble, the girl who attacked me, you know, the one who had to ride a broom against the wall, happened to be her roommate, okay? And like a week later, I get charged with attempted rape, supposedly. You know, I did everything but didn't really do anything, okay? And what was going on is my stereo was blaring so loud that her cries for help couldn't be heard, okay? So, Ann Firth actually kicks me out for this shit. And Ann Firth, I'd actually told her before, I said, do we really have to discuss this? I said, isn't it a moot point? You know those little tire things that cops put on to make it so you can't drive? Mm-hmm. Okay? Well, there was one on my car, and I took it off, and I drove down to the station to talk to the officer about this problem. See, my mom had bought me license plates, 41 Irish, right? Do you know about football at all? Okay, well that's good. That means you're more socially well adjusted.